Come experience Art Fair weekend with me in Cape Town. After an incredible Investec Cape Town Art Fair experience last year, I had to make a return to Africa's largest art fair in mid-February 2024. Luckily, it coincided with a number of other art events and non-art events in the city that I really wanted to check out. On Thursday the 15th, I visited some art events and galleries around the CBD. First stop, I passed by the International Public Art Conference IPAC, where I was supposed to join a panel discussion, but I was late due to traffic, so I had a look around in the foyer before moving along. I then walked up the road and got to the Burned-In Gallery at Mandela Rhodes Place just before they closed. I browsed through their show, You Got Issues, which included the use of unconventional materials in their pieces, which relate to the intersection of humanity with technology. I then walked further up to the Volcap area to find some shows that were part of the Investec Cape Town Art Fair program, Unbound City. One of these shows was Resilience, Pleasure and Self-Care in a Precarious World at the Wolf Architects, curated by Thuli Mlambo James. I gravitated towards this piece by Setembile Msezane. I then walked further up the road to Gitsona, which is interestingly a hair salon and studio space. The exhibition there was Ifestile, hosted by Soberbia Contemporary, an art gallery from Barcelona, Spain. To end my Thursday, I had a pause in art activities to honor an invite to an IE University event as an alumna. The event consisted of a panel discussion on the current educational challenges in skilling graduates and the future of work. It was quite insightful and engaging. We then had a cocktail hour to mingle. I bumped into some old faces like a former classmate and met Spain's ambassadors to South Africa. On Friday the 16th, I made my way officially to the 11th Investec Cape Town Art Fair. I started at the Art School Africa booth to join the walkabout with curator Dr. Mariella Franzoni. Dr. Franzoni led us through the show Tomorrow's Today, in which she curated the work of emerging artists to watch. We had headphones on so we could hear clearly and be immersed without distraction. I enjoyed hearing stories, details, and background about the works and the artists. Some themes I noted in the variety of works of different media were identity, nature, technology, culture, religion or spirituality, and family. This piece used technology to randomly pick a face from the selection of faces which depicts the emotion of ecstasy. I was glad to have booked the walkabout early because they were sold out in the end. The walkabouts really elevate the art fair experience. I got to meet her and congratulate her on a beautiful selection of work at the end of the walkabout. I then stopped by the Under the Ages booth, the baby of curator extraordinaire Annalisa Mangu. We finally met at last year's art fair. I was so proud of her and impressed to see her work come into fruition. I then walked around a bit to see some more work. I spotted the impressive work of Mangaliso Nzuza. It even featured on the newspaper of that day. I left the fair for the day and walked to the Silo district by the V&A waterfront to the Southern Guild Gallery. My point of interest was Rich Mnisi's Tuvula exhibition. Tuvula means shedding skin like a snake in Mnisi's native tongue of Tonga. It expands on his 2021 exhibition Yoga, which explores the cosmology of duality. It comprises beautiful pieces of furniture. The placement of everything in the space was so aesthetically pleasing to experience. There were also two other art exhibitions going on, one being of ceramic artist Andile Jalvane, whose piece was one of the most memorable pieces I first saw at last year's art fair. The other exhibition was Justine Mahoney's Vigil. It was fascinating to explore the arrangement of the sculptures in relation to the coinciding painting. I then took a break, relaxing by the waterfront. I would continue the next day with much more to do and see.